Hello and welcome back to another video here in the Lego Room. I hope you're well. Today we're going to do a brand new series that will exclusively run for only 2 or 3 weeks, and that is the 12 days of backlog, as you've probably already seen on the title. And what it is for me is an excuse to get through some of the backlog sets that I have yet to build. I've got a ton of sets out of shot to the side of screen of stuff that's being sold and stuff that I'm yet to build, some of which I'm yet to unbox. I've got some Amazon boxes there that I'll try and put some b-roll of just sets that I still am yet to build. So we're going to do a series of builds and hopefully we'll get through 12 days of backlog, but we'll have to wait and see just how efficient I am at putting these videos out on a daily basis. But today we're starting with something very exciting, which you've probably seen in the thumbnail, and that is this absolute beauty, the Spider-Man No Way Home set. Really like this one, and yet to build it, and really excited to get my hands on all three of those Spider-Man, three Spider-Men. I'm excited to get my hands on the minifigures in this particular set. So I'm going to time-lapse the build and we will have a little look at it when it is done. And yeah, really excited to get this one on display in the Lego Room. Only a small sticker sheet in this one, which is a relief, and one instruction manual as well. All told, there were 8 bags and 7 bags, and of course some spider web material for our 3 Spider-Men. Still haven't quite decided on how I'm going to say that. And yeah, really sort of nicely structured build. I would say it's almost modular in a sense. I think you can sort of pull the pieces apart, and you create a sort of circular base plate in the first motion. It's a little bit all over the place. You kind of got studs everywhere on the build, and as you move upwards through the build, you end up building the head of Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty, and really nice use of the nougat colour piece there. You've also got a lot of details, including a headpiece or a top of the headpiece that can indeed be removed, and you do click it on like so. It can rotate, but only ever so slightly, and once you get the framework of the scaffolding in, it sort of locks the head into place, as it were, and some really nice use of those pieces as well. They remind me of Anakin's pod racer piece, the yellow Anakin pod racer piece that you would have seen in previous models, certainly in the very first 7171 set that I got as a kid, and it creates a really nice effect. Once you've got the scaffolding on there, you can see it is a really nice build. Well, let's start off with the minifigures at first, and you've got Electro first up, and this is a really nice one. It doesn't quite balance on its own weight, and it doesn't have a dual molded headpiece also, it must be said. I feel like I've done half a dozen Doctor Strange minifigures in the last month or so with the Sanctum, and indeed with the minifigure bag that I also showed off. And you can see the cube there as well, the box of nothingness as it were, and you've also got the Green Goblin, and this is a nicely done figure, dual molded headpiece as well on this figure, and an upgrade on the polybag sort of glider that we got in the magazine this year. That is the other facial expression. It just looks like Willem Dafoe. I don't know how else to say that, but it just looks like him, and I really like that. I think it's a really, really well done figure. Good back printing onto Doc Ock. This might be my favourite figure in the lineup. He, of course, does have dual molded headpiece as well, slightly more aggressive, and he's got those sort of Technic pieces that you can sort of move in and out, and those do have a full range of motion as well. Ned and MJ are 2 really nicely done figures. It'd be quite difficult to mess these figures up. I think they've done a great job. Love this secondary face for MJ as well, that inquisitive Zendaya face. I think they've nailed that one. Looks fantastic. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, the 3 Spider-Men. And from left to right, you've got Tom Holland's Spider-Man, followed by Andrew Garfield, and then Tobey Maguire's as well. And they can see the evolution of the outfit as well. And on the back as well, some really definitive gold printing for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And the other 2, not quite as different, but this is where you can really see the difference. And the thing that stands out immediately is just how much more Andrew Garfield looks like himself here than maybe Tobey or Tom do, and they've all got dual molded facial expressions. And again, I think Andrew Garfield's is the best. You know exactly which one Andrew Garfield is straight away. It does, however, pose an interesting question about what I'm going to do with their heads once I've got the Spider-Man on display. And speaking of which, let's take a look around the build, and there's some fantastic details in this. It's borderline a diorama of the scene, particularly with that black base plate. But you can see there you've got Electro at the very back there, and you'll also notice that I've given Ned the box of nothingness there, and Doctor Strange in shot as well. The idea, of course, is to put sort of one good guy with one bad guy the whole way around. And I've taken a little bit of inspiration from the box art as well. You got Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man at the very back there, alongside Doc Ock. I felt kind of relevant to keep those two together. Doc Ock, of course, can be attached to the scaffold, and you've got Tom Holland's Spider-Man there, about to face off with the Green Goblin, which I thought was really nice. The Goblin and Electro both held in with those clear pieces, as you can just see in the very bottom there. And there was a third one, and I couldn't work out why we had a third one, and it was so I could recreate this scene with MJ and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man where he goes to catch her, and I couldn't work out why there was a Technic brick inside the base of the structure when I was first putting the first bag together, and it was so you could recreate this very, very cool moment, which I really, really like. You can see where it is there in the very bottom. I thought that was an awesome little touch, one that I kind of didn't expect. I didn't think that that was something that was being offered when I first saw the box artwork for this set. As you make your way around, you can see these boxes here as well. These are really nicely done, and of course allow for that clear piece as well to connect to the minifigures. Lady Liberty is being held inside, and she's pretty secure inside, but the head is split into two pieces, the hair kind of piece, and of course the base as well. And you can see where those two things are connected, and you, of course, can take the top of the head off, which is something I plan to do in a sort of couple of weeks' time during the 12 days of backlog. I plan to put the full Sandman in there where that Sandman hand is, and look forward to doing that on the channel. I think it'll really add something to the entire scene, and yeah, really nice build. I've got to be honest, I'm quite surprised it's taken so long for me to get this sort of set together. There is one other detail on this set, and that is the fact that, as you can see there, the Sanctum in shot, and if you open the back of the head of Lady Liberty, you can see one of those rings along with the Sanctum as well, which I thought was really cool. Really enjoyed it, and yeah, it's time to place it on the shelf, probably above the Sanctum, and on the channel you can, like I've just said, see the expansion of this set in the next week or so, and above the Sanctum it looks fantastic. I've also checked that I will be able to get the Sandman's head in there above it, and looking forward to doing that. Make sure you are following or subscribed so you don't miss any of the Lego goodness that will be coming on the channel over the next couple of weeks in the build up to the festive season. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, drop it a like, and I will see you in the very next day of Backlog.